There you go. All right.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's September 24th at 5:05 p.m. We're having a meeting in regards to the sewer department. In accordance to the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that the meeting will be recorded and the recording can be found on the Lunenburg Access channel or on YouTube within 48 hours of the meeting. The Lunenburg is in response to the COVID-19 is currently following guidance from the Lunenburg Board of Health, Massachusetts Department of Public Health, and the CDC regarding the virus and steps communities can take to prevent the spread of in all town facilities are open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. by appointment only. Outside those hours, in accordance to the governor's law, suspended certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law C-30A-20. All public meetings are being conducted remotely. Following the information is also provided to members and that the public would have access to participate in meetings remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link and join in the public meetings, or from a phone, dial toll-free number 888-475-4499 and enter the web bar ID 863-0370-4103. If you have not registered with Zoom, you will be asked for your name and email address. Note, no participant ID is needed. Just press pound sign when asked. Telephone units may dial 9 to request to speak after joining the meeting. Computer and app users may use the raise hand features to request to speak. Right now, we're going to talk about the current business, and it's going to be about in regards to the special town meeting warrant article. And Bob, before that, I just want to take a roll call of all the members. Mike?
Here.
Brett?
Here.
Carl has not made it, and John has not made it. So we do have an official quorum. Bob, you're on.
Right. Just the purpose of the meeting today is there's one article that we'd like to include on the warrant for the special town meeting on November 17th. It is in order, we have received money from the Highfield Village allocation agreement, as you all remember, for $68,097.59. It goes basically, it's our money. It's in the enterprise. It's targeted for the enterprise fund, but it goes into basically the general fund until we close out the year, and they determine revenues over expenses, and whatever we're over goes into retained earnings. If we leave it as is without doing this article, when we go to do our FY22 budget, we will have to say that we're pulling it from retained earnings because it hasn't yet been put into a stabilization fund. You cannot put money into a stabilization fund without town meeting vote. So right now it's sitting just as part of all revenues. And we would like to earmark it because it is for the capacity charges that we have to pay in the future towards Fitchburg and the John Fitch Highway. So if we do nothing, it's still there, but if we put it into the stabilization fund, number one, it'll earn the sewer commission interest because it'll be in our fund. And when we go to do the FY22 budget, it'll be a line item just to say this is a transfer from the stabilization fund, and it'll fund that, and it'll be for the $20,000 that we owe Fitchburg. Leaving the rest still in stabilization fund safe until FY23. So all we're trying to do is put it into our fund versus the town's general fund at the moment, and earn interest and have it there so that when we go to do FY22, it's a transfer. If we don't do it that way, we have to take it from retained earnings in order to fund our budget. And then another article would transfer monies from, it would be a funky, we'd have to still do the retained earnings to stabilization fund transfer, and then the stabilization fund transfer to our budget. So it just removes some confusing steps. We're just trying to put it in a safe place and use that portion only for FY22.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on that? Mike?
I do not.
No, do not.
The only question I have, Barb, is when we talked about it, have you talked to Fitchburg in regards to they want payments now or?
Yes, I did. He responded we could go ahead and pay, and then we would not have to pay him in the next 2 years. However, he'd get to hold on to our 68,000. So it wasn't a good deal. I was hoping that they would look at it and try to help. I understand they couldn't because their debt schedule has been already predetermined. It would take a lot to do any changing. So it was just a quick answer. Can I get any break by paying you this much early? His answer was basically, no, go ahead and pay us and it'll be on account. You'll have a credit, but that did not help us. So
Yeah,
there's no
okay.
reason. It's better just to put it in stabilization.
Okay, so anyone else have any questions? Okay, and again, Bob, I know this was an emergency meeting for tonight, and the reason for that is, guys, the warrant closes on next 29th. So
Right.
it has to be done before the warrant closes. So is there anything else we need to talk about, Bob, about the warrant? I think we're all set.
No, just so you know, and for these guys, normally this is the town meeting where we would transfer any excess revenues into our stabilization funds. Highfield notwithstanding, because we had more expense in paying Fitchburg the 20,000 over revenues that we did take in for FY20. I always get this. FY20, yes, sorry. This is normally the meeting that we would readjust for the past fiscal year. So had our revenues been greater than our expenses, we would do a transfer to kind of save that money and put it in a safe place. Neither our reserve capacity or our sewer bank I&I fund had a surplus. We had more expense than we had revenue. So those transfers that normally should or would happen at this point do not need to happen, but this one should happen, the one for Highfield.
So how do we look on our budget overall going into next week?
Yep, I'm working on it. We're doing well. We've got some connections happening that, you know, are going to help.
Okay, so this is a roll call vote to put the article on the warrant. Mike? Oh, I'm looking for, excuse me, I'm looking for a motion to accept it.
Gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
I
second.
motion.
Second?
Oh, I'll second that motion. I thought you just said you seconded.
Yeah, no. Any discussion? All in
There's only
favor?
3 of us. So.
Yeah, no. Mike?
I'm in favor. Aye.
Brett lost you. Should I win Brett for? Oh, there you go.
Aye.
Aye. And aye for myself.
Aye.
Okay, you got your Brett. Okay, is there any public comment from the public? I see none, Barb.
I have none.
Okay, any public comment from the board?
No.
I see none.
None tonight.
I want to let the public know that our upcoming schedule for the sewer commission will be September 29th. That's going to be our regular remote meeting. And October 13th, it's already October, guys. It's hard to believe. And again, it'll be 5 o'clock.
Can't believe it at all.
I know, but then you got weather out there like this. Our next meeting after that will be October 13th at 5 p.m. And that will be remote participation until further notice. Any other questions? I wish everyone a great and happy holiday, a great and happy weekend. And Bob, thank you very much.
Thank you all very much for.
Enjoy the weather.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
Okay,
evening.
thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.